Hi guys, hello. The most popular advice that we got from our parents was to go to school, get good grades and come out in flying colors, get our certificates to be able to get a very good job and a very high paying job. The thing is, they gave us the advice that worked for them back in the days, because during that time, even before they finish school, they already have companies giving them offers for jobs, for good jobs that are going to pay them well and have good security. But right now in Nigeria, things have changed and the unemployment rate has increased and has skyrocketed to a very high rate, and most of the youths still don't understand that school is not working anymore. Most people actually think going to school will give them all the education that they need, but in fact, school will only teach you theories and facts that you are going to need to get a good employment, and at the end of the day get your certificates. That is what the school is for. School will only teach you theories. That's why they have a syllabus that you have to follow, that you have to learn to be able to come out in exams and write about those things that you have learned in the class. That is what school is for. School is not actually going to educate you about the things that you need in life. The only thing school will give you is an insight, and it's going to change your mentality, because you are going to be around different kind of people that you are going to be relating with. That is what school is for, teaching you about theories and making you have encounters with different people. But there's one thing that school will never teach you, and that is the concept of money. Money is one thing that people are illiterate about, and they don't know anything about money. But one thing you have to understand is that the reason why school won't teach you about money is because once you know about money and once you know how to manage your money, you might not see the advantage of schooling, and at the end of the day, people are going to stop going to school and they are going to lose workforce in the actual sectors the government need people in. For example, in the medical sector, in law sector and all other sectors, the government need people in those sectors, and that is why the school will never teach you about money. You have to find a way to educate yourself about money. That is the most important thing that you have to know, especially if you don't want to end up in the rat race. Because if you think going to school, getting your certificates, getting a job is going to solve your problems, you are just a clown, to be honest. You are going to end up in the rat race, and people think getting a job and getting high salaries is going to solve all their problems. No, jobs are only created to solve short-term problems, but people use short-term solutions to solve long-term problems. That is why most people think getting more money will solve their problem, and that is the part where you are an illiterate in. Sorry for being harsh, but that is the right thing to say in this subject matter. Now, most people don't know about the rat race. The rat race is basically when you get a job and you depend on a salary. Most people don't know what money is, but they are willing to work for money. You are basically a slave for money, and that is one thing that you need to avoid. Being a slave for money is basically you in a rat race. You end up in a cycle of working hard and hard and hard and waiting for a monthly income, or in other countries weekly income, and that is only is going to end you up in a cycle that you are not going to know how to get yourself out of. Education is key, knowledge is key. In everything that you do, you need knowledge. You need to educate yourself about the concept of money and how to manage money, how to differentiate between assets and liabilities. These are the things that the school will never teach you, but they are willing to teach you how to draw a grasshopper. It's something that really bothers me a lot, because the school will always want to teach you something that you're not going to need in the real life. And one other thing that I hate about school is that they always punish you for making mistakes. Meanwhile, mistakes and experiences are what is going to really teach you in life. Most teachers don't actually practice what they teach. They only teach because they want to get paid at the end of the month. And even them know that those things that they teach you are not going to need them in the future. Like 60% of what they teach you in school, you are not going to use them in real life. School is not going to teach you what life is. School will not teach you financial literacy. School will not only teach you numbers and words and how to count beans. That is all school is for. So you have to unlearn the ideology of thinking school will teach you or educate you about the things that we really need in life. Education is going to be determined by you. You really have to know the things that you have to be knowledgeable about, the things that you have to teach yourself about, the things that school doesn't teach you. For example, when I was in school, I hated reading. I was not a good reader. But now, when I realized all these facts and all these things that I have to look after, I started reading almost every week now. And if you want to know about financial literacy, I really recommend this book. Links in the description. You really have to know about money and how to not end yourself in a rat race that you are not going to come out from. That is very, very important. I know reading is very difficult. I don't like reading either, but when you are faced with different problems in your life, you will always want to find a way to get out of it. But people always think working harder is what is going to get them out of their problems. But the thing you have to do first is getting knowledge. And knowledge is something that you can only get from experiences and mistakes. That is what books are for. People are going to write about their own experiences and mistakes, and that is where you are going to learn from. You don't necessarily have to learn from your own mistakes or your own experiences. I understand that not everybody can be an entrepreneur. We need engineers, we need lawyers, we need traders, things like that. We really need them. But it all comes down to this: you really have to mind your business if you want to be wealthy. The thing is, you can even have a 9-to-5 job and you can still be wealthy. It just depends on your financial literacy. You have to know the difference between assets and liability, the difference between the middle class people and the rich people is the way they handle money, is their financial literacy. The middle class people, they get liabilities that will make them look rich. Meanwhile, the rich people actually focus on assets. It's those assets that give them income that they spend. This is the little things that you really need to know about money, and you are not going to learn it from elsewhere. So what you have to get from this video is, in all things that you do, you have to get knowledge, and knowledge is what is going to really set you free in life. If you have learned from this video, make sure you subscribe and share this video to your friend.